Hello students, in this video module we will be learning about TA plasmid. So this is the next session of your vectors. So in the previous session we have already discussed about the characteristics of vectors and what are the ideal features of a good ideal vector that should be used in your genetic engineering experiments, as well as your different kinds of vectors that are used in your genetic engineering experiments, like your YAC, that is yeast artificial chromosome, and as well as your bacterial artificial chromosome, which are the most important vectors that are used in your human genome project, isn't it? So in this present tutorial we will be learning about TA plasmid. So TA plasmid is nothing but this is tumor inducing vector. So this TA plasmid is generally used in plant genetic engineering experiments, and this is generally used to carry your gene of interest to the host organism, that is nothing but your plant. So in order to create a genetically engineered crops and for different applications, we are using this TA plasmid. So in this video we will be learning about the structural organization. In a series of sessions we will be learning about what is TA plasmid, what is the structural organization of TA plasmid, and what is the functioning of and the mechanism of TA plasmid. So this is how in this module how this particular TA plasmid is getting integrated into your host organism, what is the bacterial organism that is infecting your plant, we will be learning in this session. So this is your plant. For any plant, at its wounded part, suppose think that this is a bark or a stem of a plant which is wounded, and at this wounded site there is a release of several compounds. Those are phenolic compounds. So that is so this phenolic compounds can easily get sensed by your agrobacterium. So this agrobacterium, this is a soil pathogen, and this agrobacterium species is of two types, that is agrobacterium tumefaciens and agrobacterium rhizogenes. So this is a soil pathogen. So this is present in your soil, and this is gram-negative motile rod-shaped bacteria. Gram-negative, motile and rod-shaped. So this is rod-shaped agrobacterium species, and there are two types of species generally in your agrobacterium. So that is agrobacterium tumefaciens and agrobacterium rhizogenes. So this agrobacterium tumefaciens bacteria causes Crohn-Gall-like disease. Crohn-Gall disease is caused on wounded plants with this agrobacterium tumefaciens, and this agrobacterium rhizogenes causes hairy root like structures on your wounded plants. So this is the disease characteristics of your bacterium species. So in this present case we are considering only agrobacterium tumefaciens. So this agrobacterium tumefaciens causes Crohn-Gall-like disease on wounded plants. So this is your wounded plant. So this is your wounded plant, the area where the plant get wounded, and from this wound several phenolic compounds are released. So those are acetosyringone and as well as hydroxyacetylsyringone. So these are the two important phenolic compounds that are sensed by the agrobacterium on the wounded site of your plant. So from this wounded site, several phenolic compounds are released, and these phenolic compounds can easily get sensed by your agrobacterium, and hence this agrobacterium will go and infect the plant where it is getting wound. So this is the molecular organization. So let us learn the molecular organization. So here this is your wound, and at this particular wound place, these agrobacterium species will go and infect your plant. So this is your wounded plant infected with your agrobacterium tumefacius. Now this section we will be learning in this particular molecular organization. So this is your green part is your plant cell. So this is your nucleus. So this is your genomic material of your plant cell, and this is the genomic material of your bacterial cell, that is agrobacterium tumefacius. So this agrobacterium tumefacius, so this is the genomic organization, and you all know that the bacteria consists of an extra chromosomal DNA, that is your plasmid. So this is your plasmid of your agrobacterium tumefacius. So this agrobacterium tumefacius bacteria is having a genome and as well as your Ti plasmid. So that is plasmid. Ti means tumor inducing plasmid. So this plasmid is having an extra arm. So that is tumor inducing arm in your agrobacterium tumefacius. So this is the bacteria that will go and infect your plant, and this is the plant cell on your wounded site of your plant. So now this green color, as I said earlier, this is your plant genome. So now here what happened? There is an insertion. There is a little bit path to get integrated. So this is when this bacteria will go and infect your wounded site of the plant, then this Ti plasmid will easily enter into your plant cell. So this your Ti plasmid. So this is your Ti plasmid. So the Ti section, only your Ti section will get integrated. Ti section means your tDNA will enter into your, so this is your tDNA will enter and integrate with your plant cell after infection of your bacteria with your plant. So during the insertion of your tDNA with your plant genome, then after some time, after a bit of time, then you can see that this particular plant cell consists of your tDNA. As well, your tDNA gets easily transformed, get integrated with your plant cell, isn't it? So what does this Ti plasmid? What is this particular tDNA? So this tDNA carries several genes that are required for the plant as well as your bacteria. So this Ti plasmid consists of, this Ti plasmid carries genes required for plant growth hormones. Those are cytokines and as well as your auxins. So these are the plant growth hormones that are used for the biogenesis and metabolic activities of your plant, and this shows actually your gall-like disease. So this bacteria shows Crohn-Gall disease, isn't it? So this, because of presence of this auxins and cytokines that are your plant hormones delivered from your tDNA. So this tDNA carries two different important genes. So that are plant growth hormones and as well as your opines and opines. So these are the two different, so this is your plant hormone and these are your nutrients that are carbon source of nutrients required by your bacteria. So this tDNA carries genes for that are used protein synthesis of your plants, that are your hormones, that are your cytokines and as well as your auxins and your opines and agropines. So these opines and agropines are used as a carbon source replicant for the bacteria, and your plant hormones. As you all know, these are used as for your synthesis of your proteins in your plant. So this is how your tDNA is getting integrated into your plant cell. Now, in the next series of session, we will be learning about the structural organization of your Ti plasmid and the functioning of Ti plasmid. And one more thing, as your tDNA gets integrated into your plant cell, as it is carrying all your plant hormones and as well as your opines and agropines, due to this, your plant will show a crown gall-like appearance. So, a wounded tissue, bulge tissue is present on your plant. So, this is your plant. So, this is your plant, and besides to your wounded with your infected with your bacteria, this is your plant and this is your wounded section, and this wounded section is infected with your rod-shaped agrobacterium. So here what happened, due to insertion of your bacterial tDNA into the wounded place of your plant cell with your plant genome, here a wounded, a crown gall-like appearance is formed. A crown means it is bulging. So this bulge form of appearance includes all your plant hormones and as well as your opines. So due to presence of all these plant metabolites, your plant will show, the wounded plant will show a crown gall-like appearance. So simultaneously, very spontaneously, very slowly, growth in the crown gall-like appearance is observed on the plant wounded side. So this is the molecular organization and the infection, how your agrobacterium will go infect your wounded plant cell. So this is, in this module we have learned this about this infection. So in the series of sessions, we will be learning about the structural organization and as well as the functioning of your tDNA and how it is used as a vector in plant genetic engineering experiments. Thank you.